Boom, boom. Give me that counter, baby. And let's hit for 7, down to 11. We play. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins, or should I say werewolves and vampires. Really appreciate you spending the time with the channel. I hope you all have a magical day. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and become a Patreon, right? You know, just the general shenanigans there. We've got Rakdos vampires on deck for you guys today, and holy Toledos, we only lost one match, slaying it through Mythic, you guys. This deck is super fast, it pumps out the damage really aggressively, and it has a ton of consistency slash recoverability from, you know, removal and field wipes of the such. So we're gonna break down the deck. Let's talk about the strategies, synergies, then showcase all of that in the gameplay footage, which is amazing. And then we'll wrap up with our final thoughts deck review. So again, massive shout out to all of the support on the channel. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to check out our Gruul Werewolves video. If you haven't yet seen that, that'll be my last video, right? Definitely check that out because it is a banger as well. But today, it's all about vampires. Let's check out the deck. All right, here we are. Rakdos Vampires, a best of 1 standard 2.1 average mana value deck with 10 non-creatures and 26 creatures, sitting on the common 24 land, and you know, it just feels so good. The main card within the deck is the Florian Valderan Scion for 3, a 3/3 with first strike, and at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the total amount of life your opponents lost this turn. Exile one of those cards, put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order, and then you may play the exiled card this turn. This is like a massive dig, right? We are looking, you know, at the top 7, at the top 8 cards of our library. If it hits just by itself, you know, looking at the top 3, and your opponents can lose life on their own with their own spells potentially as well, which is cool. So, wow. Talk about just adding a massive amount of consistency to the deck, and you know that draw engine is really cool too. We also have the Vampire Socialite for 2, a 2/2 with Menace, and when it enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on each other vampire that we control. And as long as an opponent has lost life this turn, each other vampire you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, right? So this is gonna help us go really wide with all of our vampires, a non-legendary here, so we can stack that up, which is really cool, but you know, there's more. My favorite one drop here is the Falconwrath Pitfighter for 1, a 2/1, and we can pay 2 to discard a card, sacrifice a vampire to draw 2 cards, activating only if our opponent has lost life this turn. Not really what we want to be doing, but in the worst of situations, it can get us through some of the darker nights and pull us through, right? So the draw ability is amazing. A 2/1 for 1 is pretty sick as well, right? Breaking away from that, the Bloodthirsty Adversary, holy Toledos. This is a 2/2 with haste, so great aggro creature. When it enters the battlefield, we may pay 3 any number of times. When we do, put that many +1/+1 counters on the adversary and exile a number equal to that many counters of instances and sorceries with mana value 3 or less from our grave, and then cast those for free. Holy Toledos, right? So this is really cool. It's a haste creature dealing damage, and now we can cast some removal for free, right? Whether we want to send it into our opponent as damage, play with fire, Neonate's Rush, which we'll talk about in a second, or Infernal Grasp, destroy creature, lose 2 life. That just opens up your attacking lanes. Okay, very, very good. And then the Neonate Rush, 1 less to cast if we control a vampire, cast it for free through the ability like we're kind of talking about here though as well. 1 damage to creature, 1 damage to their controller, and to draw a card. Really, really sick value. This synergizes well with the Slaughter Specialist for 2. It's a 3/3. When it enters play, your opponent gets a 1/1 token, right? That 1/1 token can be slayed through Neonate's Rush, and then whenever a creature an opponent control dies, we put a +1/+1 counter on the Specialist. It's going to be a 4/4, right? So turn 2 Specialist potentially, turn 3 Neonate's Rush, and then, you know, you're hitting in for 4, which is pretty deadly. And, you know, Valentine is in here. It's a 1/1 vampire with Menace and Lifelink. Very, very cool. If something they control dies, we can have it exiled instead, and we can also pay 2 to create a pest, which is pretty cool as well. So the Neonate, we talked about the 1 damage to the creature, to the player, and draw. We talked about the Play with Fire, 2 damage to any target if it's a player, scry 1, which is really good as the aggro deck here. And yeah, that's literally it. We have the Emmerstorm Predator that you're familiar with, a 3/3 with flying. You can sacrifice a creature to tap it, giving it indestructible. Whenever you do tap it, put a +1/+1 counter on it, which is nice. So that's just a ton of damage that's got protection from general removal, not exile. We have Hive the Eye Tyrant here. You know, additional creature damage, the Haunted Ridge, so sick. These new lands are amazing, and Field of Ruin, just to deal with the other creature lands, right? So that's the deck. It's performing so good, you guys. I absolutely love it. I do think that Westgate Regent has a place in the deck, potentially, but I haven't fit it in yet. And I honestly, after today's gameplay footage, don't know that we need it because this deck is slapping right out of the gate. I absolutely love it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, maybe even become a Patreon today. I really do appreciate everybody's support on the channel. Thank you so much. Enjoy today's gameplay footage, and we'll wrap up after that. All right, land's not here, so we have to toss it. It is what it is, man. Come on. We just can't play it. Nor can we play anything. We should have kept it. Ah, you son of a bitch. That is what it is. We're gonna be okay. Let's let them dump into their class, because we're just gonna kill it and lose 2 life anyways. Might kill a pack leader, though, instead. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, man? If they're tapped and we have Menace, we can attack and enter with an additional counter. It's our best line here. Again, you know, this is the first time I played with any of these decks. You know, making the decks is one thing, piloting them super effectively, a little bit of a different thing. No blocks, but now they're not blocking us. So we had this ability, right? And then they'll both trigger off of each other. Beautiful. Two 3/3s with Menace isn't the worst. Oh, these are big boys, though. That Predator might help us. That's the counters, hey? Let's force their hand. We just get it. How do you not? 5/5 Predator? Like, that should get in their way. They have to Blizzard Brawl it to get us to tap. And then they get a massive hit. They're still hitting for 9, 10 damage, 11 with the Brawl. Haven's in on that too for lethal. They do potentially have it. They potentially have it. That would signify maybe no. Hitting us for 11, 12 with the class. Here comes the Brawl for 13. It's lethal with a brawl. No brawl. Hit for 8. I have 2 blockers. I think we just take it. Like, we're not killing it anyways. It would just stop 6 damage. Which would be good. They only have 2 mana. It's gotta be like Snakeskin Veil and stuff, right? Down to 5. So this is 6. Yeah, we have lethal here potentially. They'll need 2 Snakeskins or Wild Shapes. They only had 1. We go down to 1 life. But this, I believe, to be lethal. How we made it through that? I don't really know. We were screwed from the moment that match started. But we did it. Infernal Grasp? MVP? The loss of life is bad, sure, but, you know, you only need 3 to win, right? As long as you don't go down to 0. Very interesting. I like it. Alrighty. This is a pretty good looking hand. And by pretty, who is she ever? Can I get your number, girl? Are you kidding with these draws? Attack, then the Socialite. Give me that counter on each vampire I can, which is, it's only 1, but it's a 3/2 for 1 mana now. I like it. Oh, 3rd land off the top. That's good. Is that worth killing? Yeah, let's just be the aggro master. It is what it is. We really want that 4th land. They're gonna remove the Pit Fighter for sure. Down to 11. They're going to get a 1/1 token here, but we have a 4/4. Oh, binding on it. Shoot! So we basically just gave them a blocker. That's not good. Same story. This is going to be a 5/5 Predator. Oh, sorry, 4/4. some reason I was thinking it was a 4-4 organically. Just 3. They have 5 mana up. They do not pay the cost. So that's fine. I mean, why would they? Or are they going to here? So they pay it after ETBs. And they do. But it's a tapped land. So we want to be paying 5 for this, which we do have. Let's play it. Pay it. And then slay this adversary. And then this is like a pretty healthy hit. Let's take that adversary out of their grave now. Hitting for 7. That 1-1 in our way. We could have had lethal without it. But then they would have removed the socialite, and that wouldn't have been good. But hey, we're navigating, right? I think that's lethal. I think we win. This is just 9 damage. Pow. 2 in a row. And I know this is a werewolf type set, but when I made the 2 decks, personally, I got the impression that this might be the stronger of the 2 decks. Of course, we've only played 2 matches, so let's not get excited. But vampires. Huh. Alright, the land is, you know, not cooperating, so that's a oh! That's a misclick is what that is, actually. Shit. That's supposed to be a mulligan. The words were coming out of my mouth, you know what I mean? And I just, like, clicked the wrong button. So we might want to just fry a Luminarch Aspirant instead of this Usher. There, they cast their other mana. They thought I was being serious. Black Source! Not. We're so hosed here. They're probably still gonna beat us after that nice turn 1 play, just because our hand is dog shit. Come on, give me a swamp. Well, that actually might work. It's the hard way of doing it, but, hey, if we get there, why not? I mean, we can kill it, as long as there's no protection, so dump all your stuff into it, that's okay. Man, Infernal Grasp is so sick. I mean, of course, if you have a swamp off the top, it is. Certainly a lot better. Can I not do this ability if I've played a land that turn? Is that how that works? We could pay 2 and tap it. And sacrifice it. Oh, but they need a non-basic for us to target. You dingling HGG. I see. It's too bad you can't just, auto-nuke a land. Just, like, slay a plains, they play a plains. Guiding Voice for the learn. Okay, all we need is a swamp. A whole bad match off of a little bit of a misclick. Mulligans are important. No! We fucked up there. That is most certain. Alright, I don't know what's up with these triple mountains. I like the Pit Fighter, but we need both lands. We can play quick, so let's get rid of the... Ooh, that's actually the Ridge. Beautiful. Pit Fighter out. Adversary out next. And we're just hitting for 4. Just cool aggro stuff. We don't get the ability. It's just a creature. Let's attack. Boom. Counters on the boys. Oh! And we're playing with fire. We scry for our next turn, which is good. 2 damage to them. Oh, they kill our adversary. We'll keep it. Hit for 5. Post-combat on our main phase. We trigger. And... yeah, just this turn, so we don't want to take anything really good. Right? Just take something we're going to toss to exile. We don't want to give them a blocker. Do they have a field wipe? Are you kidding me? Nice. We get the Scion is still alive, though, which is good. Whoops. Oh, cancel. I mean, we could draw a card. But we'll play with the exiled mana here. The Menace is probably best. And then we get the counter because we dealt damage, right? So we're in a really bad spot here. They could nuke us at any point. They don't get it. Good game. That's 3 in a row. That's 3 in a row. Lots of damage on very little resource there. The Scion is sick. The Socialite is sick. Play with fire. Setting up your next turn as an aggro deck. Making sure you're not getting that land. Sick. Plus a little damage. And the adversary. It's just all coming together really nicely. Going first. The land is there, admittedly. We're just going to play this Ridge tapped. Because there's, you know, no harm, no foul. We don't have a 1-drop. But now what we do have is a red and a black source in play. Socialite out, probably just gets removed. It's really easy to Frostbite. Don't you dare do this to me! Alright, a little Dragon Fire. The Scion is pretty deadly. Let's be honest, right? The first strike 3/3 is cool. They have removal. Let's attack. They block, which is the greatest thing in the world for me. We deal 1 damage to them, 1 damage to their creature. Draw a card. And then, oh, we're actually playing this with our leftover mana. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That 1/1 is good for them. But we can fry it. You know what I mean? Boom, boom. Give me that counter, baby. And let's hit for 7, down to 11. Have we played a land? And we have 2 black mana up. View battlefield. We have not played a land this turn. And then we have 3 mana up. I think we just hold up. Or no, we dealt damage. Let's buff up the Pit Fighter. Did we not deal damage this turn? Oh, that's not the... I mean, we still get the game. I thought that was the Socialite. I was expecting the +1/+1 counter. I love... You know, I'm always playing pretty poorly, but when a deck performs well, even though I play poorly, I know it's going to be good for everybody. It's a nice little handicap score to it. Our opponent goes first. Good land. Really nice land. Maybe a little too good. Mono red's so annoying. The Menace lifelink is nice, but how long does this survive, right? Oh. Very good. It's going to be a 2/2 with Menace lifelink. We just picked up another as well. Could be good. That could be good. Again, no blocks. Take the damage. Hit for 4. Gain 2 life. Oh, that's great news for them. Did they double block the Dean? Shoot. Kinda sucks, but it's alright. Do we have any removal in grave yet? No. Oh, the Trash Master. Shoot. They're really laying it on. Goblins are pretty good, man. This would kill both our creatures, so not doing it. Maybe we top deck removal. With my luck, we will. And I need that Infernal Grasp pretty bad. Oh. Double Trash Masters, baby. Down to 12. They may as well swing with that one, too. Down to 8. I don't think this is working out. That's not removal. Good game. We get our first loss. It's not working out. It's not working out. Bye-bye! That's my new favorite emote. She shakes the skeleton hand goodbye. Yes! Opponent goes first. And looks pretty deadly, right? Some damage-based removal, some kill anything, you know, some decent meat between the seats. We pulled up our play with fire. Maybe we remove something. Oh, no, it's not going to be that. Let's give them the token. We get a 3/3. It's pretty good value for 2. Another. Oh my. No blocks. Take the damage. Yeah, let's just take it now. We go up to 4. No attacks. Let's play defensive. Our turn. Land is fine. We can go whichever direction. There's probably removal. I don't know. Let's attack if they're not going to do anything. We're not just going to sit there. We don't want them to counter the Predator. Right, so we want that blue mana Gonzo before we play the Predator. It's still here, though. Let's attack. Nothing. We deal 7 damage. Wow. Let us look at the top 7, right? Like, that's too much. We already have in play. So we cast this for 2, and then we can pay 3. Cast from our graveyard for free, dealing 2 damage or 1 damage. It's going to be the 1 damage. Because then we get to draw a card. 1 damage to them as well. And then we get the +1/+1 counter on the specialist. It's flowing. It is flowing. It's nice to see a new deck to go against. Really appreciate it, Daniel. You'd be surprised how many people are playing the same deck that they were last week. But I get it. You know, decks are expensive. It takes a while to get there. Oh! Get hooked, bro. We get a ton of +1/+1 counters here, though, which is great. Do we have any haste? No, but we could hit for 3 here, which is lethal. Beautiful. That meat hook was nasty. We're lucky to get through that. The creature lands, getting it done as always. We're going to toss this, just looking for the red and the black land, right? Big money, big money. And there it is, baby. We have a socialite, too. And the specialist. I like the specialist, but what do you throw here? It probably is the specialist, isn't it? Or is it the land? You're brave, bro. Let's see if it pays off. Or if my inherent greed punishes us further once more. If we pull the 3rd land, this Neonate's Rush would be sick. Yeah, I'm doing it. Give us that. Oh, we don't even need the 3rd land because it's a vampire. Reduces the cost of it. The hoy. Freaking dingling, I'll tell you what. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Woof. Sick land. We go to 4/4. So they have to kill it now if they do. You jerk. You jerk. Let's end turn. That's a good start for them. That's a really good giddy up and go. It's gonna need to be removed as well. Is this damage in general or just combat damage? No, it's the amount of life they've lost this turn. So they could draw if they're losing life, right? Like an Infernal Grasp, that would make that on their end good for us. Well, not really because it would remove it, but you know, just there are options. Foretelling red cards is pretty scary. We hit for 3. Down to 16. We look at the top 3. We play a land. It doesn't matter. Socialite in play. Give me a counter. I guess we could have played them in either order. It wouldn't have mattered. And then we hold up, play with fire. I mean, we have 8 damage in turn. You know, Predator on tap. Maybe we can turn this around. Those must be all runs. Let's set up our next turn. Just trying to be as efficient with our mana as we can. It's a little loud. Come on. David Guetta, settle down. We don't want them to have any blockers, so that can go. Let me attack you! If only we would have played the specialist first. We still look at the top 4. This Scion is ridiculous. I'm just going with the Predator. I was going to play that Socialite, but as I second-guessed myself right at the end, I was like, you know what? Just get that indestructible creature out, like... Bye-bye! My new favorite emote, again. Man, the deck is not disappointing. We've won every single match except for the ones against Goblins, and I think they were even on the play, which is like, good luck, right? So let's break down the deck and just, you know, bathe in the glory that is Rakdos Vampires with an Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Alrighty, Rakdos Vampires. Better than Werewolves? Maybe. Maybe my Werewolves deck just sucks though, right? Maybe we need to be fine-tuning things a little bit. It's hard to hit a bullseye every single time. Obviously, I am becoming a little bit better at it as the sets go on. But I'm loving this deck, you guys. This is a Vampire deck in a Werewolf set that outshines the Werewolf deck. We may have a problem, Wizards. And then if... I would like to see the Werewolves receive a really nice buff within the Crimson Vow or the Vampire set that's coming up. So it just feels awkward, right? That the Werewolf set has like a really banging Vampire deck in it. But hey, what do I know, right? So what did you guys think? What cards should we include? You know, change it up. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions on the deck in the comments below. Thank you all so much for your time, attention, and support. I really do appreciate it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out that link tree. Maybe become a Patreon, but definitely join that Discord link, right? Come say hello, join the community. We've got the contests, the giveaways, tournaments. It's all happening. So yeah, definitely don't miss out on it. Have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.